you have to beat this Brisbane side. They will not give you this victory. You've got to take it, Fremantle.
To Frederick, all night he's been waiting, and again, he misses Frederick.
Just not finishing at the moment.
Fremantle are right on the back foot, and they need their stars to lift. Bolton, long to the square. Tracy, he's their most, oh no! A calamity, Voss goes in, a disaster.
What have we won, 11 of 13? I know everyone will be doom and gloom and write us off again after tonight, but got a lot of faith in this team. Didn't go our way tonight, but like I said to him after the game, we'll review it the same way, we'll get better, dust ourselves off, and we'll go again.
Yes, it was a big letdown in the West as the Lions got the chocolate. Sets up a massive game on Sunday. The Western Bulldogs versus Fremantle for a spot in the top 8. There's a big spotlight on the Fremantle Footy Club, Kingy, and you've been saying all season you want to see them play with some pace.
I just think when you look at the numbers, and the numbers don't lie, and people say, oh, but they've won this amount of games, and they've been doing this and they're doing that. That's all true and all fine, but we're talking about the absolute pointy end now. And I just think they enter a boxing match with their gloves up. They don't want to be hit, and they're so timid with their time to make a decision to move the ball that they allow very good teams like Brisbane to get set. And I don't know if they've got the offensive threats down back to then commit this to a scoring chain. So Brisbane just took them to the cleaners with this. They scored one goal out of their defensive half for the night. And it was times like this. That's just simply too long against a good team, and to have a non-skilled player ending up kicking the ball like that, that's just inviting disaster, really. So I think that this is what we've been talking about now. I'm not flogging a dead horse, I'm not. This is so correctable, it's not funny. This is a conversation, this is an attitude, this is a dynamic that I think Richmond had in 2016 before Damien Hardwick said, we've got to make change. We've got the list, we've got the tools, we're going to do it differently. So all's not lost for this footy club. It's not, but it's taken a long time to get to this point. I think that next year, if they start with the same situation, the same ball movement next year, you'll get the same results. The competition's going past this when you see the threats that the top 4 or 5 teams are committing to the opposition instantly.
And that was one of the slowest ball movement performances of the season.
Well,
Fremantle, is that right?
So the slowest, in terms of time taken to make a decision to use the ball, it's the second slowest quarter, the first quarter on Friday night, the second slowest quarter on record.
Wow.
Of over 2,700 quarters.
So is that because the occasion has got to them? Can that be deliberate, or is that just the occasion and the mental side of the game? Because we've seen Fremantle last year, deer in headlights, lost the last 4. Is that what Justin Longmuir was saying? Is he wanting them to play that slow?
Well, he must, because the coach sets the tone. They get what they want. Things don't happen by accident or by chance. So do you really trust them to move the ball? So if you don't trust them, you don't lift trophies. It's as simple as that. So Damien Hardwick is the template that Justin can use. And I think that he puts his tenure under pressure if he doesn't adjust. What it did do, it fueled the energy for Brisbane. Because when it broke down, they were celebrating. I love seeing this. And these are just little things you're looking for. Are they on Brisbane? Bang, big spoil. Look at that, 2 fists straight in the air. They loved it. Instantaneous Zorko, little clap. Bang, high five from Will Ashcroft. Dunkley makes his way in. Well done. And I love that.
That's good.
Because that's a team united. That's a team with a common cause that are bonding through one spoil. It sounds ridiculous, right? But that's what fuels the fire for these guys. They know how important the big man is behind the ball. It's all not lost for Fremantle. It's not. They can win next week. There's no doubt about that. But they've got to go after the Dogs' backline. If you play slow and give them a chance to get organised and get supported, it becomes an arm wrestle again. The Dogs' vulnerability is their back 6.
They've got to go.
You've got to go at them as quick as you can. So if they can't change, they'll be sitting with us in September.
Touched on the Lions defence. You thought it was impressive, Joey.
Yeah, well, everyone, when we talk about the Brisbane Lions, automatically goes to their offensive weapons and how good they are. But I think their backline is a little bit unheralded as well. For what is going to help them win the premiership this year will be off the back of defence. Defence wins premierships. And against the top 9 teams this year, only Adelaide are better. at being able to stop them. I mean, the last 4 wins for the Brisbane Lions against the top 8 teams, they kept Geelong to 51 points, the Dogs, who average 100, to 76, Collingwood 65, and then Fremantle to 44. So when they buy in defensively, and it's not always the case. Sometimes I think they're happy just to play in a shootout. But when they buy in, they are elite. And having Leicester and Starcevic return made a big difference. Here's just a couple of examples where Fremantle are out. They've got 2 players forward of the ball. So they should be going inside 50 here. But this is what a good team defence does. So Fletcher leaves his man to go and cover the free. Then you look inside the defensive 50 for Brisbane, and where they're settled now, they get their best back 6 together. Gardner guards the front. Starcevic now knows I've got 2 players to guard. I've got my man and I've got Fletcher's man. And then he comes across. So last week against Sydney, I mentioned they didn't have Leicester, they didn't have Starcevic, and it looked completely different. These guys have played a lot of footy together. So look at Leicester here. Looks over his shoulder. Yep, the cavalry there. I've got my boys supporting me. I play in front. I guard the leading lane, forced to kick over the top, and I know what they're going to do. And Harris Andrews has been brilliant all year. Starcevic really put the small forwards for Fremantle to sleep. Shea Bolton, no impacts. Wikowski. Leicester has had a great little patch besides that game of injury. So when Brisbane lock on defensively, and it starts with that last line defence and allows Zorko and Wilmot and Fletcher to do their thing offensively, that is when they are the complete team, and for me, why they're still the team to beat.
See that last little bit of
the celebration. I noticed it watching it too.
It's unreal, isn't it? Like, it's infectious.
Yeah.
They're building again, aren't they?
Yep.
That's the sort of thing that can fuel the premiership.
Yeah.
Certainly look cohesive and organised there, Joey. Great vision, right? And now it's time for Health is Your Best Player, thanks to HBF Health Insurance. And there are some big names in the frame to return for round 24, and none bigger than Hayden Young. You mentioned the ball movement before, Kingy. Well, he is the ace of Justin Longmuir's sleeve. Bobby Hill, a bit more of a question mark. In fact, he's in some doubt to play this weekend against Melbourne because Craig McRae says he hasn't got the miles in his leg, and he is potentially a difference maker for the Pies.
See, there's quite a few for the Giants.
Yeah, they've still got it.
And you have to make a decision. Are they absolutely right to come in for a cutthroat final? And just down the bottom right there, we just put Geelong's in.
Who's nil?
There's no one.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the dark arts of winning flags. Is behind the scenes, man management, getting them to this point healthy. If you can pick your first 23, and the opposition are having to go to 26, 27, 28, it's a massive advantage.
I'd love to see Hayden Young go to half-back this week. I think that's where they need him, what you just touched on. Not sure the Chapman-Banfield-Warner combination is providing enough punch. If he goes to half-back, they don't necessarily need him in the midfield. They'd love him there, but they've got enough, and I reckon he can kickstart their ball movement.
What do you think the Dogs will do at Chalor? Made his return.
He had 40 touches in 70% game time VFL today. Now, he could do that. He could do that in his sleep. I would play him as the sub this week.
This week?
Yeah, give him half the game and then let him go for finals.
You're unconvinced?
I don't know.
Well, I think you've got to give him a full game. You've got to say, if you don't get through, well, that's so be it. You can't, I don't know if you can cater for him now and have the slow build-up. I think you've got to find out. Hey, out you go. If you want to risk it, we're going for it. But if you blow up your calf, well, so be it.
And the balance of the midfield, they can't have 5 blokes all going one way either. So it's got to be a rounded unit.